Hey everyone, so I know there's a lot of fear out there, and there's a lot of people that are scared, and to try to help escape from that, I thought it'd be kind of neat to do a fun video. Instead of speculation or news, anything, make it a bit more personal, and just rank my favorite Teslas, because this is a very common question I get, and I've never given a formal answer to it, and I don't really have predetermined choices yet. I'm kind of just gonna walk you through my thought process here, and we're gonna go from worst Tesla to favorite Tesla. So, but let me be clear, I really enjoy Tesla as a company. I think all their cars are amazing in their own ways, but this is probably the hardest part because I'm gonna start with the worst and make my way up to my favorite. So now I have to decide out of this whole jumbled mess. I didn't put these on the iPad in any particular order. I just have to grab them and rank them. And this is a tough one because I like each Tesla for one reason, but I have to put one at the bottom. Maybe it's because they didn't really design it themselves. It was just kind of a modified Lotus, and the range compared to today is not great, let alone the customer service with it. So I'm sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to put the original Roadster on the very bottom, okay? That's a good car for the time. You know, it was game-changing, and it proved that, you know, electric vehicles could be cool and fast and sporty, but not really my thing. And if we're just talking about it now in 2020, it may be unfair, I get it, but I'm sorry, that's gotta go on the bottom. Okay, so now for the rest of these vehicles, I have to pick one they've actually designed themselves. Man, the Model Y just came out. Sorry, I'm not putting the Cybertruck at the bottom. Some of you probably hate the Cybertruck and would put that at the bottom right away. No, that's gotta get up high for me. When it comes to other vehicles, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of tied between either the Model S or the Model X being near the bottom, just because these are kind of dated, and I've talked about that on my channel for a while. Good cars, not bad by any means, great range and everything. The free unlimited supercharging is amazing, but that interior I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the portrait mode displays, and I would much rather have the vertical display that's more built for an autonomous future. And I know there's updates coming for them later, but given the prices and given what's now available elsewhere, I think I have to put Model S right there, which sucks because that's like the best range in an EV right now. Not a bad car at all, but I'm not a fan of those door handles sliding out either. The interior definitely needs an update, so who knows, maybe we'll have to do another version of this later. But yeah, Model S has to go next, and Model X, as cool as it is, and I love the Falcon doors and everything, those had their own set of issues, and it's a very expensive car, and the range is not fantastic. I get that it has a ton of cargo space, it's a very practical car, but when it comes to just sportiness and utility factor, for a vehicle that starts at 85 grand and the range is okay, I don't know, I'm sorry, that has to go near the bottom. So okay, now we've got S and the X out of the way. Now what do we have left? We have Roadster, we have Model Y, we have Model 3. So this is incredibly personal, but for me, I'm not like super into sport vehicles. I'm not all about that performance. And just for the sake of the starting price being $200,000 and it can only sit, 2 to 4 people, it's a 2-door. I'm just not really into 2-doors. I think I'll give the Roadster the next slot in the lineup because not a vehicle I would look at as very practical. It's just for performance. And that's cool and all. And it does have an insane range. So I'm not putting it, super low on the bottom. I gotta give it credit for the range and the specs. But when it comes just to a vehicle I think makes the most amount of sense, or the one I would like to purchase, yeah, that one kind of goes down near the bottom. Okay, what do we have left? We got Cybertruck, Model Y, and Model 3. So it's kind of obvious, but doesn't the Model Y have to go above the Model 3 just because it's so much better in so many ways? I mean, what does the Model 3 honestly have over the Model Y? I mean, obviously these two have to be next to each other, right? Because they're so dang similar. It's not like you can put Model Y way at the top, Model 3 way at the bottom, because there's so many similarities here. But the Model Y has the matte black trim by default. It's got the powered liftgate. It's got the rear folding seats. It's even got, the panoramic glass roof. And both of these, all three of the vehicles left are still at really competitive prices, given almost all of these vehicles by the time they're all available will pretty much start at $40,000. Hopefully the Model 3 gets cheaper. But I think I have to put Model 3 next. The Model 3 is amazing, okay? That has been my dream car for a long time, and I don't think I would be upset at all if I got one, and I'd be very happy with it. But Model Y is just better. I mean, the range is a little bit worse and the performance may not be as great, but as we saw those actual numbers post-delivery, they are so dang close to the Model 3 despite adding all this extra stuff to it. So yeah, Model Y comes next, and I guess that gives away my winner now that I put the Model Y at the top, because Cybertruck is the only one left, and I think I have to give that my favorite just because the design is so unique. It's so different. Like, the trained eye can spot a Model Y on public streets and be like, whoa, hey, that's a Model Y. But everyone else would just look at it and think, oh, that's, you know, a Tesla of some kind because it looks so similar to the Model 3. It's a great vehicle. It doesn't really stand out as much as the Cybertruck does. When that thing starts driving around on city streets, everybody's gonna be looking at it. There's gonna be no stone left unturned once that thing starts hitting the public roads. So Cybertruck with that 500-mile range potentially, at 70K, which is higher than the Model Y or 3, but still a lot lower than the Model S, X, and Roadster. So with that insane range, the great performance, I love that exoskeleton too. So the fact that it's stainless steel and you don't have to worry about it denting as easily, the armored glass, and I think from a functional standpoint, obviously it's a pickup. None of these other cars have that, so you can load a bunch more stuff, and that vault could potentially have solar on it, gaining you range if you park it in the sun. I think that takes the cake when it comes to just practicality and best vehicle possible. I'm gonna have to put the Cybertruck at the very top. Oh, wait a minute. There was something behind the Cybertruck and I forgot to bring it up while recording this video. Do we even count the Tesla Semi? I mean, if we're talking about all Teslas here, right? I mean, do we have to count the ATV as well? I'll put that next to the Cybertruck if we're counting any vehicle alone. But here's the thing about the semi-truck. Huge payload capacity, right? This thing can tow tens of thousands of pounds and still go near 600 miles. Not only is it supercharging capable, it's mega charging capable. It's got 2 displays on the inside, which normally I just want one, but the fact that they're both in landscape and you're kind of in this cockpit that you're centered in, yeah, as a guy who drives a Hyundai Sonata, I think I'm gonna have to put Tesla Semi at the very top, mostly because I'm joking, but also because the Tesla Semi is an amazing vehicle. 0 to 60 time, which you should never be figuring out when driving a semi. Yeah, that one has to go at the top, and that is my ranking of favorite Teslas from best to worst. Obviously, mostly joking about the semi-truck. Price point's a little high for me, and I don't think I have a license that would allow me to drive it, so in actuality, Cybertruck is probably my #1 pick in terms of my number 7 or 8, depending on how you look at it. The original Roadster, that's probably the last possible Tesla I would buy, and I feel bad putting the Model S and the X at the bottom there, but you know, that's just how I feel, and like in order of coolness factor. But I'm also just starting to realize that basically my ranking is the chronological order of how these Teslas came out. I guess the Roadster came out a little bit after the 3, but for the most part, every single Tesla that comes out, I enjoy more than the previous ones, with the exception, of course, of the Tesla Semi, which is by far the best Tesla. Sits really, really high, great practicality. You could tow a whole mobile home that you live in the back, and I don't know if the Cybertruck could do that. Probably not as well. So just for the fact that the Tesla Semi is an absolute beast, yep, that's my favorite. And while we're trying to have fun here, please let me know how you would rank the Tesla lineup. Which ones do you put at the top? Which ones do you put at the bottom? Feel free to let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching this more silly video, and I hope you have an excellent day. Take care.